So now we are going to move into our segment with CHI-Fuzion magazine with Miss Mandi Vee. So Miss Mandi Vee began writing entertainment at the age of 15 as a staff writer for a newspaper that circulated throughout all of Chicagoland high schools. As a staff writer, she reviewed new music and interviewed musicians and sports figures. At the age of 17, she was promoted to entertainment editor, and in addition to her own writing assignments, she began to oversee the entertainment staff, delegating assignments, as well as working on her own. One of the major projects that she undertook was expanding the newspaper's presence nationally by being a part of the first entertainment staff to travel to LA to cover backstage moments at the Soul Train Awards. Over the course of the time at the newspaper, she met and interviewed dozens of celebrities, including Aaliyah, Usher, Scarface, Outkast, Boyz II Men, Anthony Hardaway, and a multitude of others, including Chicago artists such as Crucial Conflict, Danny Boy, and Jason Weaver. Writing was always her first love, but by the time she went to college in Boston, she had been bitten by the entertainment bug as well. Before long, she became a staff writer for a magazine there. She secured interviews with and brought the magazine to the attention of reps for Diddy, Missy Elliott, and Tatiana Ali, among others. With CHI-Fuzion magazine, she hopes to bring to the forefront the incredible amount of talent that resides within Chicago that may not otherwise gain public attention. In addition to covering public figures, she covers both locally and nationally recognized talent. And because there's so much more to Chicago, she aims to fuse Chicago entertainment with Chicago fashion, food, sports, politics, education, the whole works. And what we talked about during break that she conveniently left out of this whole thing was that she is also an attorney. Welcome to the show, Miss Mandi.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So, let us know, how was the journey from doing staff writing in high school, going off to Boston, enrolling into college, still doing the same thing through your evolving professional career, going to law school, and then after law school, practicing as an attorney, and now going back to your first love. How has that journey been?
It's been one heck of a ride, and that's to put it lightly. Being a staff writer and an entertainment editor for a high school magazine just brought me that exposure. It showed me, and crazy me, when I went off to college, I wanted to continue, but the opportunities weren't as present as they were here in Chicago.
Right.
So after, I think, my sophomore year, I kind of just dwindled away from it and just continued to study and focus on my studies, which was communications and English in college.
Sense.
So, and then after I graduated, actually, I worked professionally for about 4 years before I decided to go to law school.
Okay.
And when I decided to go to law school, I thought that I would become an entertainment lawyer. But those opportunities were not as big unless you had those connections.
Funny how that works out.
In Chicago, because for one, the entertainment hub isn't as big as it is in New York and LA for there to be a big market for the entertainment lawyers. So I just fell into what I do now, which is estate administration. And it's fine. I love it, but my first love was entertainment. So in 2015, November of 2015, I decided that I was just going to launch CHI-Fuzion and build everything from the ground up. After being out of the industry for so long, I lost a lot of the contacts that I used to have. So it has been a process, but a process that I embrace,
right,
because it's mine.
So talk about the advantage that you have in doing this now based on you starting at such a young age, because I think that one of the things that high schoolers don't often take into account is that it takes a while to build up any particular set of skills. So if you know that you have an interest in something starting in high school and now being able to say that you've done it for so long yields some natural advantages, some natural edge that you have with regards to the development of your skills. So how big of an effect does the length of which you've been doing this play into how you launched CHI-Fuzion?
I think the biggest advantage is me being able to handle the mental part of working in the entertainment industry.
Yes. That
is a huge part of working in the entertainment industry because you have to have a thick skin.
Right.
You have to understand that there are going to be a lot of no's before you hear any one yes.
Right.
So you have to have that wherewithal, and you have to have the ability to be able to take those in without being hurt, without feeling like someone is denigrating what you do. It's not that. It's just that this is a tough business, and only the strong survive in this business, and only the strong thrive in this business. So I think starting off in high school exposed me to that part of it, and I think that's a huge part of being successful now. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to make it, because you're going to crumble and you're going to cry and the industry is going to eat you alive.
Definitely. So 2015, you entered into a highly competitive market. There are a lot of individuals out there writing with a focus on the entertainment space, and a lot of websites a lot of digital content that is that's aiming to fit into this space. So how do you go about differentiating the content that you post?
Well, CHI-Fuzion, broadly, it's an entertainment magazine. So it has content that you would find on XXL magazine or TMZ, things like that. But what I aim to do is, when I started this, like I said, in November 2015, this was around the time that, if you recall, the little boy, Tyshawn Lee, was killed. And I was just home, and I'm like, we are always hearing about negative things in Chicago. I want to highlight only the positive things, because there are positive things that go on in the city. So I made that the undertone of the magazine, and then that's how I came up with the name CHI-Fuzion, because I'm fusing entertainment with things that are Chicago. So what differentiates me from other magazines is that not only do I focus on entertainment or report entertainment stories, but on the magazine, when you go online, www.CHI-Fuzion.com, you'll see a link for a page for Chicago Connections. And under that, I have a Chi Lights section where people can nominate either themselves or others, people who are contributing positively in their community. So if you have someone who's working hard to uplift their community, if they're handing out bags to the homeless, if they're having certain drives to help the community, those are the people that I like to spotlight.
Right.
Then there's also a section for Chicago influencers that I'll be starting that highlights the people who work behind the scenes in entertainment from Chicago. So your promoters, your stylists, your radio DJs, the people who work behind the scenes that you don't necessarily get to see face to face.
So what is the ultimate goal of the magazine? I know that it has a hyper-local focus, but I know that you also highlight talent nationally. So what would you like to ultimately see this become?
Ultimately, I would like it to expand to be sort of like a business mecca, I guess, because I am starting services as well where we assist. It's like a production assistant, basically. We assist the promoters and the people who handle concerts, for instance, when they come into the city. Artists are always doing things at the last minute. They always want special things at the last minute, and people are literally running around like chickens with their heads cut off. So we want to step in and kind of lessen that burden.
Right.
And then we also offer speaking engagements and panels, on blogging. We also offer we offer classes on ways to help build your social media, things like that. So we want to offer a variety of services in addition to providing entertainment content.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the things that I also want to do is sort of like a charitable venture, which is, and I just launched this week, you'll see it on the Instagram page, where when I went to college, I was the first in my family to go. So I didn't know things that I needed to have going in.
Which is often the case.
Exactly.
Right.
So what I want to do is for high school seniors, graduating high school seniors who are entering college the first time, who are living in impoverished communities in Chicago, I want to help them and give them the tools and the resources that they need. So I want to have a drive myself where I'm giving them like totes and bedding and toiletry and toiletries and things like that. So I'm really looking for people to respond to that and to provide me with some names, because I want to have as many names as I can. There is no limit. I want as many names as I can because I want to help as many people as I can, because I was in that position at one time.
That is definitely beautiful. So if we are within the community, you said that you have these different sections where individuals can be highlighted. So if we know of somebody that we want to highlight, or if we're in the entertainment industry ourselves in Chicago and we want to highlight ourselves, what's the process like for connecting with you, for making sure that we get you information, and for you saying, okay, well, I think that this person is a positive influence, has a positive brand, and so I want to highlight them. What is that process like through CHI-Fuzion?
There is a link on the website, and you can either go on the website and look under Chicago Connections and locate it yourself, or I'm happy to send out the link if someone wants to email me. And the email is info@CHI-Fuzion.com, and then let me just say that CHI-Fuzion is spelled CHIF as in Frank, U-Z as in zebra, I-O-N as in Nancy. And I'll be happy to send the link out. And then what I do, it has the information that I need to determine whether or not that it would be a viable person for the coverage. And then we'll either do a verbal interview or a written interview.
All right. So what is one thing that you would like to leave the Chicago entertainment industry with as it relates to CHI-Fuzion?
I guess I want to, like I said, my focus is Chicago. So I just want to make sure that everyone, nationally and possibly even internationally, that they realize and recognize what an incredible amount of talent we have here. And the number of incredible people that we have here, it's not all bad. People need to know that, because that's not how we're shown in the media. So that's my first and foremost priority, is to just make sure Chicago is shown in a positive light and that people recognize that. We definitely love it. All right, can you give them the website one more time? It's www.CHI-Fuzion.com. All right, there you have it, Miss Mandi Vee with CHI-Fuzion Magazine. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to wrap up with Miss Cassiopeia and Dre from the Black Mall.